Crunch up the bits a little more.
Tell me all your thoughts on God, 'cause I'd really like to meet her and ask her why we're who we are. And tell me all your thoughts on God, 'cause I'm on my way to see her. So tell me, am I very far? Am I very far now? Am I very far now?
Hi everyone. So today I wanted to do something a little different. Rather than talk about my practice, I actually wanted to share a little bit about, like, a little tidbit of my practice. I know a lot of people would question me about some of the Appalachian stuff, and this is something that I've grown accustomed to doing. So I don't use a lot of this because it's kind of tedious to make, but this is black salt. There's not a lot missing from this. I actually topped it off just before we moved. But there's several different ways to make black salt, and I want to show you guys how I learned to make black salt. So I'll go ahead and start with that now. So first thing you're gonna need is some cast iron pots. And this is traditionally how people would make black salt. So you cook in your cast iron, and then let's say you made Spanish rice and chicken for dinner one night, and it's a little hard, you know, a little tough to get in there. So what you do is you pop this in the oven and you bake it until all of the food is charred. So you bake it until you get something kind of like this. And what you do is you want to kind of crunch that stuff down in there, right? Now obviously there should be no bacteria. This isn't wet, this is completely dry. And you just want to kind of crunch it up, you know, do whatever. I believe this was like a sauce or rice or something. I don't think it was rice, it may have been a sauce. You just want to crunch it up. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Okay, then you're gonna get a paper towel, and I'm using iodized salt. Typically you'd want like sea salt, but I'm not gonna have enough. And you put that in there, and then you're gonna take this, and you're just gonna grind it around. So what this is doing is you're not only making black salt, but you're also cleaning your pan. So if you see how it's changing color, and traditionally that is where the salt gets its color. See? You can take your spoon, just crunch up the bits a little more. But a lot of people, after they get done with scraping the charcoal out, or the charred food out, they just throw it away. Well, I'm here to tell you if you have any magical tendencies. I don't think that one's gonna break. I don't know what that is. No, it's not gonna break. But if you have any magical talents, you can put this to really good use. Okay, so that's good enough for me. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in this little dish here. See, and then you have a really nice smooth pan, and you would just wash that as you would. So this is your traditional looking black salt. Sometimes it will get blacker depending on how charred the food is. There's other things you can do with this. A lot of people, if they don't have cast irons, they'll just add activated charcoal to their salt. Some people add pepper, which I'm gonna do now. I do use a little bit of pepper, not too much because it makes me sneeze. Literally just store-bought black pepper. I usually add just a little bit of that because it does have like a yellow gray tint to it. Just to add, I've got a little bit of, you can buy black salt like this from, this is from Mountain Rose Herbs. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of that. Oh, actually, I think I added some herbs to this already, but that's okay. We'll add a little more. And that will turn it a little bit black. So we'll mix some of that in, just like that. And I don't really get super picky with the direction or anything. I just mix it in however I can. And then I add lavender. Lots of that. Sometimes I grind these up. I'm not gonna worry about it today. Rosemary. Just mix that in. And then I'm also gonna add some garden sage. And last but not least, I'm adding Irish moss for personal reasons. Now, this looks like I added a lot of herbs, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this out of the jar, and this is to kind of equalize it. And you can see how black that is. That has a lot of charcoal in it. I added some charcoal from some of my used charcoal. So we're just gonna mix this up. And that is our black salt. See? Now while I scoop this in, I'll go ahead and I'll tell you guys some uses for black salt. Black salt is considered a lot more powerful than just plain white salt. It does a little more in regards to protection and banishing, because not only does it have the properties of salt and its cleansing properties obviously, but it also has all of the intention and the herbal energies inside of it, and also, you know, energy from, if you did it the traditional way, cooking. So what I usually do is, like, I'm topping this off now, and then when I'm done, I will usually take what's left and put it in a plastic baggie, and also take some of the excess and sprinkle it across the doorways. Sometimes I'll put a little bit in the windowsills, maybe just a little bit. and the lanai, stuff like that, because this is like equivalent to, you know, salting your window seals and everything else, but this gives it a little bit more of a kick. I also add this to spell work sometimes. You know, really, there's countless uses you can do with it, but that was me topping off my black salt, and I hope you guys enjoyed.